All right, guys, another big one. Guys, see, I got cleaned up for this one. Another big one this weekend. Black Knight Invitational. It's not overly tough, but Penn State is there, and Penn State is bringing, it appears to be their full squad, or, I think it is. And actually, to me, the most interesting thing about this is essentially the Penn State inter squad matches. They are, I believe, they're the number one seed in like nine or 10 of the weight classes, something to that effect. They have it, Penn State obviously has an insanely good team, and the depth they're getting is ridiculous. I'm actually, one of the things I've been very complimentary of Cale Sanderson for all these years is his ability to handle interpersonal conflict. Lots of times when you get lots of big egos because of huge success, it's hard to get them to all get along. And he's obviously done this both with the wrestlers and the coaching staff, and even some of the people who have left Penn State either during their college careers or post. You never hear them say anything bad about Cale, which means, to me, it means, I don't know, I'm not that person, but it means he's probably treating people pretty well. And so now they have this ridiculous influx of talent. And it's like, are they still going to be able to keep everyone around? And I know maybe they're going to get more scholarships, and I know they probably have NIL, but are some of these guys going to want to get in the lineup somewhere? And I think kind of it starts this weekend a little bit. So let's talk about a few of these situations where it's going to be really interesting. So situation number one, Tyler Kasich, Anthony Facundo. So Kasich is a true freshman. He wasn't super great last year, but the NCAAs, he went ham, which, Penn State guys, maybe they tend to do sometimes. Took third place. He has now bumped up to 157, and he kind of has to because guess what? At 149, they have number one Shane Van Ness. So I don't know this for sure. This is my assumption. I'm assuming he can't beat Shane Van Ness, and that's why he has to go up. He's probably also maybe a little bit big for that weight class. He does have a red shirt if he wants it. Okay. Also at that weight class, you have Alex Facundo. Alex Facundo was a obviously number one recruit, made a Cadet World team, maybe even Cadet World medal. I don't think he ever made a Junior World team. I think he might have came close though. But he was a starter. What's this? So he was a starter 2 years ago, 165. So he did a red shirt. So he's in his fourth year actually. He redshirted. And he wasn't overly impressive as a starter. A lot of close matches, doesn't have a ton of offense, which is kind of not like a lot of the Penn State guys. And ended up, I believe, going 1-2 at NCAAs, if I remember correctly. Last year, Mitchell Messerbrink hopped in the lineup there, took second place. So, and I believe officially Facundo took an Olympic red shirt because he did have those prior credentials. And you know what? He competed pretty well. He placed, and hey, I called this on FRL. They were all calling me crazy, and I said, at the Senior Nationals in Dallas, I want to say I called him at third place. He took third place. I'm pretty close. If I'm not exact, I'm pretty close. Don't hold it against me. Okay. So these guys, it's going to be a close competitive match because no one really blows Facundo out because he is strong defensively. I see this one going down to the wire. One of them getting a takedown at the end of the third period and overtime for this. I think we could see it be a roster spot battle. I think if Facundo is effective enough, they will probably just have Tyler Kasich redshirt. But if Facundo, even if he is beating Tyler Kasich, but he's not effective enough, they're gonna put Kasich in the lineup because I gotta assume with this team and man, honestly, Cale's gonna be kind of like Bitcoin, where just every year he's just trying to break the scoring record. Bitcoin's gonna be breaking all-time highs like every day. That's what Cale's gonna try to do every year at the NCAA tournament now for the next few years because he has this ridiculous squad. All right. Next weight class would be I'm mentioned 184. Now, I don't think there's anyone to challenge Carter Starocki, but where I'm curious, there's a few other really tough guys in here. I'm curious where Zach Ryder ends up. So can Zach Ryder beat all these other good guys? And then if Zach Ryder does make the fight against Carter, how does that match go? Now, Zach Ryder is another one who's kind of been a little bit like Alex Facundo, huge amounts of success. But compared to most Penn State guys, kind of a limited amount of offense. It's not super aggressive, doesn't score a ton, really, really strong defensively, hard to score on, strong, powerful, all those things. So I am curious to see how he does at 184 pounds. All right, at 197, another Michigan guy. Actually, I believe they're the same high school. What high school is it? Dundee? No, not Dundee. That's where Braden Davis is from. Davison. David D. They're both D's. They're both from Michigan. I'm close enough. Listen, I'm going. I'm not. I don't have a script here. I'm just rolling here. Okay. So Dundee High School. So Penn State has Lucas Cochran listed as a starter this year. If you remember, they started him sometimes last year, and he had a few really good results. Now, Josh Barr was traditionally 184. He had a really good redshirt year last year. He won a Junior World silver medal. But he obviously cannot beat Carter Starocki at 184 pounds, right? This is, like I said, so many good guys. So tough to make the lineup. So he is the number 2 seed. So those guys are the number 1 and 2 seed. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. And then obviously also in that weight class, you have Connor Mirasola, who is a number 1 recruit, also Junior World Team member this year. So, and I believe there's 2 or 3 other ranked guys in that weight class. So it'll be interesting to see how that roster spot battle plays out. Me, obviously, I'm hoping Connor Mirasola redshirts. I think a year of development will do him a lot of good at Penn State. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see if they bring the squad that they say they're going to bring. How do all these roster spot battles play out for Penn State? So that's what I'm interested in this weekend. I told you also about Iowa State in a different video. Penn State at the Black Knight Invite. It's going to be a great weekend of wrestling. I'm out of here. Peace.